So the very first e-bike or electric mini bike that I've had on the channel was based off of a Mega Moto 80-105 mini bike frame. I added a swing arm, a monoshock, and then a motor kit off of Amazon. I think it was a 50 amp controller and a 3000 watt Kunray motor. So it's a decent kit. I mean, the bike got up to around 51 miles per hour. I think 50.77 top speed. And then in the 5-second range from 0 to 30, I think it was 5.6, somewhere around there. So it definitely was a decent starter kit for the bike. So now to upgrade that bike, maybe take it to the next level in quickness and speed, I'm gonna pull off all this old stuff, this old kit, and I'm gonna install one of Electro and Co's EC4P motors and then one of their new Trumoto noisy cricket controllers. Then you have the motor. There's nice cooling fins on there. I think it's 11 kW burst and like 14 peak. It's amazing the power capability of this small motor. So that's a big difference from the 3000 watt motor that's on there. Then of course you have all the plug and play stuff. Electro & Co makes everything really super easy. The volt meter and throttle, everything plug and play. Then of course you have the Trumoto noisy cricket, which is awesome. This thing is beefy, but at the same time it's super small, which is really nice, especially for mounting it on a mini bike. Yeah, this will definitely make it a lot easier on me, mounting it or finding a place to mount it on that bike. So off with the old and on with the new. Okay, got everything off there. Here's the entire kit that came off. Seems like a lot of stuff. The controller is definitely a lot bigger. So it's definitely gonna take up a lot less room with the Electro & Co kit. So now I'll see if the Electro & Co motor will bolt up to my motor mount, which I think it will. Yeah, see, I think it'll bolt right up. Yep, looks like it went right on there. Everything's exactly the same. That's one thing about their kits, they make everything super easy. Just a direct bolt-on swap. So it mounted up to my mount really well. So that sprocket is 1 tooth smaller. So it's going to be geared a little bit more for low end, but I think with this motor it's going to have a lot more top end anyway. So I'll go ahead and bolt on the motor mount, and then I will cut some angle to make up some brackets for the controller. All right, so I got the mounts made up. So I think it'll fit good about right there. And still give me plenty of room for the battery. So I think I'll flip this over and weld those mounts onto the frame. So I got my mounts on there, all welded up and painted. So now I'll bolt the cricket on here. Yeah, that'll look cool. Got the cricket all bolted on there. I like that you can see it through the top. So I cut the part of the panel off that used to have the gauge right here, because there's going to be a gauge on the handlebar. So that'll work. So now I'll install the battery and wire this thing up. Throw on the voltmeter and the throttle. So this is like the easiest wiring in the world. So everything's already pretty much plugged in. You pretty much can't screw this up. I mean, everything's just plug and play. This will make it so nice and easy. And it's a lot less wiring too compared to the other kit. Yeah, everything is marked. Man, if this thing runs, this has to be the easiest kit known to man. I mean, this is like Easiest kit I ever installed. There's my seat on here. So I think that's pretty much it. Looks pretty sweet. Kind of cool. It's got the key switch. So now I think all I have to do is go test it out. It's kind of cool. You can see the cricket through there. The cooling fins. So check out this Trumoto app that comes with the Cricket. It shows the volts, controller temp, motor RPM. That's cool. So you can choose your battery. Then you can adjust the battery amps, which is so cool. Punch, phase amps, max RPM, regen. Yeah, what a cool app, man. You can do pretty much anything on here. It's so simple with just the sliders. Makes it so nice. So what happens when you max this thing out? Oh, that's cool. So you max the battery out, it gives you a warning, and it lets you know the max battery amps, which is cool. So it sets it at the max battery amp. Man, they make everything so simple with this kit. Let me see if I can start it. It won't start. Oh yeah, this thing is definitely quick. A lot quicker, man. Wow, this thing feels like a QS 120. At least on this bike it does. Man, this thing is fast. This thing feels as quick as the QS bike. I mean, it feels that way. We'll see. It's hard to believe that small of a motor puts out this kind of power. 0 to 30 EC4P. Wow, man, this thing's fast. I don't think my battery's gonna keep up. So it did 0 to 30 in 3 seconds flat, man. That thing is quick. And 0 to 40 in 4.28. My chain was skipping a little bit. I'm gonna have to tighten up my tensioner. So I'm only running an 80 amp battery on this, so it's definitely capable of a lot more. I'll do a top speed real quick and we'll see if the battery can keep up. Man, this thing moves. Wow. Yeah, this thing is fast, man. That battery can't keep up. It's only got an 80 amp battery on here. I need to go throw my 300 amp battery on here. Let's set this thing up for a top speed run. So I think I have to be 51 miles an hour, or right around there. Man, this thing is fast. You can feel the torque of this thing. It's amazing the torque of this motor. flies. Man, that bike is fast. It did like 3 seconds flat from 0 to 30, and that was with the chain skipping because my tensioner's not tight enough. And that's with an 80 amp battery. With a bigger battery, I can't imagine how fast this thing would be. It is 63.5 miles per hour. It feels just as fast as my QS bike with the EM controller. So now I definitely got to upgrade the controller to a Noisy Cricket controller on that bike. The EC4P and the Noisy Cricket controller combined, it's amazingly fast. And then the Trumoto app is amazing. It makes everything so easily tunable, and you can see what everything's doing. I mean, right on the fly.